Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered why education is not equal for everyone in some countries? Today we're going to talk about how British use education as a tool of control in Kenya and how that still affects students today. During the colonial time, the British didn't want to educate Africans for them to become leaders. Instead, they created schools that only teach basic skills like cleaning, farming, and obeying orders. The idea was to train people for them to apply to low-level jobs and not for independent or critical thinking persons. Also, subjects like history, politics, and economics were left out on purpose by the British. The system was only designed to keep African people away from challenging colonial rules. But there were some exceptions. Even though the education was limited, some Africans were given better access only if they helped serve colonial goals. After independence, many of these people continued the same system, keeping powers in the hands of few people. Now, in the present, many years later, the problems haven't disappeared. For example, in Kenya, students in rural areas still face big challenges. Their schools don't have enough teachers, doesn't have electricity or basic materials like desks or just some pencils. Some kids even walk for hours just to get to class. And while these many students struggle with these big problems, rich families can send their children to private schools. In comparison with the other schools, these schools have computers, good teachers, and better chances to pass the exams. This means that schools from poor families stay behind. Colonial education also created divisions between different groups. The British gave better education for some families they trust more. They used them in the future to help run the colony. On the other hand, other groups were left out and didn't get the same opportunities. This created unfair differences. Some people had power and education, and on the other hand, other people were left out without a voice. Even nowadays, those divisions can still be seen in Kenyan society. In conclusion, education should be a way to build a better future for everyone. But in Kenya, the colonial past still affects nowadays. Who gets access to education and who doesn't? Understanding this history of Kenya is the first step to making a real change. Thanks for watching.